same position that many of you guys in this room are in today. I was new to the organization. I had an idea, of what ISEC was and what opportunities it offered to its members, but it was only my first or second LCM, and we were already having LCP elections. And there were 4 candidates, and I remember one by one each of these candidates coming up and presenting these speeches that they had prepared. And watching them present these speeches, you could really tell that ISEC had really impacted their lives. That had really become so much a part of who they were that they wanted to contribute back to this LC in the biggest capacity possible. And at the time, that wasn't really something that I could really wrap my head around. I was still a new member. To be honest, ISEC, still seemed kind of like a cult of some sort. And I can assure you that I did not envision myself standing up here today in front of you all. But if there's one thing that I've learned, it's this. Let ISEC change you, and you can change ISEC. And within 1 year, I have completed my Exchange Plus Leadership experience, and I'm at the point now where I do want to contribute back to this LC in the biggest possible way. I want to guide the leadership of the LC in the direction that it's heading, and for that reason I'm standing up here today running for LCP. Over the past couple of years, I feel that ISEC at Georgia Tech has worked very hard and has made some very significant changes to make it to where we are today. For the first time in years, we actually have physical results for our ICX. We are sending more members abroad through our OGX than ever. Our finances have grown to almost $30,000, and we have an engaged membership taking on more and more leadership roles. Ultimately, this has led ISEC at Georgia Tech to becoming one of the highest performing local committees in ISEC United States, and to be where I believe a tipping point. We have surpassed regional standards, we have surpassed national standards. It is time that we compete as an LC on an international level, and I am confident with the newfound capabilities and resources that we have that we can achieve this. But in order to do this, I would first like to continue making advancements with ICX and ER by restructuring these 2 teams under 1 team. To me, ICX is very fundamental to the inner workings of an LC, because as an ISECer, I want to create as many opportunities for other ISECers in the world here in Atlanta so they can come here and experience our culture. And at the same time, I expect them to do so for us abroad. And with ER, we want to drive as many contracts possible with local Atlanta companies to provide as much financial and other beneficial support for our members so that we can directly reinvest those efforts into you guys and your experiences. Putting these 2 teams together, utilizing our experienced members' knowledge, and embracing the quality of our newly recruited members, I'm confident that we can produce a more efficient, productive sales team that will create new opportunities for ISECers abroad and enhance the opportunities that are available to you all. As a result of further sales activity, I hope that we will continue diversifying our LC with more trainees, as we have begun to do so. And with the arrival, within the last year, we have begun developing the new reception that is necessary when you start having trainees. And this is something that is new for our LC, but I think that we are in need of a very strong, directed reception. Within the past year, we have developed an account delivery team, and we have had an arrival of several trainees to our local committee. And we have developed a framework for reception at ISEC at Georgia Tech. But due to the strains that I've seen on certain members in our LC, I see that we must designate a more specific team to design high quality reception for current and future trainees in our local committee. And I do not see this to be as a responsibility of account delivery, but rather talent management. I was able to see this structure while I was a trainee in Mexico, and seeing it in action really makes so much sense, especially because I was a trainee there. The talent management was not only responsible for the reception of these trainees, but they were responsible for the further engagement of these trainees. Trainees, more times than not, are qualified ISECers. They have great functional team experience, and they can contribute to your local committee. They essentially, as was my experience in Mexico, act as seeds. They remain as active ISEC members and while developing their traineeship experience. In addition to more sales and reception activity, as LCP, I will personally strive to ensure that more of our members, you guys, go on exchange. How many of you guys in this room joined ISEC because of the international opportunities that it offers? Now, how many of you guys in this room have been on exchange over the course of the last year? And the truth of the matter is that despite sending a higher quantity of EPs abroad, we need to shift our focus on sending more of you guys, our members, abroad. Because this is where we are missing our exchange plus leadership experiences. And this is where you guys as individuals are going to develop your leadership skills and grow, learn to adapt to a new environment. To encourage sending more members abroad, I would like to continue and increase the financial incentives that the LC creates for OGX by creating a larger lump sum available. Luckily, I was able to receive such a scholarship and therefore was able to complete my development traineeship in Guadalajara. And I can't stress to you guys how much that experience meant to me, how much that experience has changed me as an individual. It's completely changed the way that I approach people, the way that I approach different situations, and the way that I approach leadership. And I want so badly for as many of you guys, if not all of you guys, to take advantage of those opportunities so that you guys can get similar experiences such as mine. So you guys can network with other ISECers in the world so that you guys can experience and see and understand how ISEC operates at a different level in a different country. And so that you guys can discover yourselves as individuals in a different country. In addition to funding for more exchange for our members, I'd like to dedicate further funding for international conferences. Attending a conference in a different country is a very unique ISEC experience. I was lucky enough to attend such a conference when I was in Mexico, and I attended the Summer National Planning Conference that they had in Mexico City. And this experience, that conference, was the most important conference, I would say, in my life. It has meant so much to me and I learned so much out of it. I was so motivated leaving that conference to contribute to the LC in Guadalajara.